Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are on Donnington tonight, and it is round 2 of the SimLegends series. And it's me in the booth tonight. It's me, Sas van der Westhuizen, and I'm joined by my good friend Alan Patterson. Alan, how are you?
Hey, Sas, how's it? Good evening, and welcome to everybody on the YouTube channels. Yep, here we are. It's Monday night again, and we are back in the booth for some awesome Legends series tonight.
Definitely. Really looking forward to it. So, in the background there, practice is basically ending. Just waiting for the qualifying session to get going. Then I'll take our mugs away here and continue on. Alan, it felt like it's been ages since I've been in the booth with you. How have you been? How's the racing been in the last few weeks?
Yeah, it has. You've been a busy man as well. You got into a couple of other divisions, so I did miss you, but I've held the fort, and here we are again. We together tonight. The racing, yeah, we had to go through GTs, which we did last week. Everyone's been kind of excited to see what happens with the Legend series, and we're here tonight with the minis, round 2, as you so rightly said. We're at Donnington. I think it's going to be an awesome evening's racing tonight. Interesting track, not the long version of the track, so a little bit shorter, but the minis are quick enough to get round here. So let's see what happens tonight. It should be good fun, man.
Definitely. And as we wait for the drivers to start piling out, they should be showing up very soon now. Oh, we're patiently waiting, just still sitting in overtime. I think while that is happening, I'm quickly gonna go through the track maps. So it's, as you've said, we are at Donnington tonight, the national layout. So it's not the one with the tight hairpin there. Well, the two tight hairpins. It's just the Robert chicane there. I think this is a very nice track for these types of cars. It's very flowy and really tests what the upper end of the vehicles can actually achieve.
Yep, I think Cranner curves as well. Hollywood and down through Cranner curves to the old hairpin. That downhill section for the minis with torque steer and everything happening. It's going to be a little bit of a handful when they're running next to each other, and we should see some exciting moves happening.
Yes. So, in terms of weather, it's 8 a.m. in the morning here. We've got about 16 degrees, and there's a few clouds hanging about. So track temperatures too is sitting at a nice cool 18 degrees. It's not absolutely ice cold, allowing for optimal grip in AC, but it's a pretty decent level. And we have a 3 to 15 kilometer northeastern wind. I think that might make the races quite interesting. With drivers having to deal with slightly changing conditions in between sessions.
Yeah.
And then just quickly gonna touch on this as well. So with the division promotion and relegations, I've got the relegations and promotions for Div1 up on screen. So Rob Walker and Pieter Geldenhuis, they've made their way to Div2 now. But Stefan Herbst, James Leach Sr. and Sean Hards, all three of them have now been promoted to Div1. So time for them to try and show what they're made of and what they can achieve tonight. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can put together.
Yep, with James Leach Sr. Dad coming up into Div1, that's a bunch of OC Breweries cars in Div1 tonight.
Definitely. Before the first Oaks start letting their laps, I'm going to quickly hop over. Nick Hodgson has so graciously provided us with a track guide, so I'll let him take it away.
Okay, good evening everybody, and welcome to an onboard flying qualifying style lap 2021.2 SimLegends here at SRSA, of course, in the Mini, and we are at Donnington National. Get an excellent drive through, Roberts. You're going to need it to come flying over the line on the Wheatcroft Straight. And here we go, looking for turn 1. Very tricky track, this. Very tricky track. You've got to take this as wide as you possibly can. Down to third gear. Manage the oversteer into red gate and get on the power nice and early. You want to take as much speed as you possibly can at the bottom of the hill. So it's all about managing that understeer, managing that oversteer as we go through the craner curbs, absolutely flat. Braking just before that signboard on the left there. In fourth gear, cut as much as you possibly can of that curb and carry as much speed as you can. You'll gain all the way through Starkies. Don't use third. You'll just lose time when you have to change gear. Swartz curve, just braking after there, turning into McLean's and getting on the power as early as you possibly can. You see running a little bit wide there, but it's okay in the Mini. And up and over the hill, stay in third through Coppice. Keep as narrow as you possibly can. It's not like the car has a huge amount of power, nor does running wide give you that much extra speed onto Starkey straight. So really make the track as short as possible there. Right, for the last corner, braking just before that final board and clip the sausage curb. You want to keep your left wheel away from it, but your right wheel as much over it as possible. It'll help you carry as much speed as possible, and we'll go across the line for a 1 minute 23.245.
Okay, and we're back. Thank you so much for that video there, Nick. I'm sure it's going to be useful to those in Div 2. Not so useful to those already in the cars. We'll have to wait and see what they can put together.
Yeah, well done as usual, Nick. Excellent coverage. And so as we got 5 minutes 40 seconds left, just under 6 minutes. Mr. Ross Bartle goes to the top of the logs at the 1:23.1. I'm not sure what to expect as far as times go, so this is going to be very interesting to watch.
So I have something,
okay.
a tiny bit of info. Philip Minar actually shared this with me. He said he showed some times where he did a 1:23.38, and Brett Crocomp did a 1:23.39. Now,
right.
he said what was very important, the slipstream in these cars are it's very, very powerful. So Brett's time was done with him sitting in the slipstream, so he gained a few tenths. Although Brett is showing that he's Brett and he's right up there in the timing towers tonight. Philip is close by. He's close to this time with 1:23.8, but so he's still got about 5 tenths on the table that he can try and ring out there.
Got you. So did you notice that that in-car view of the drivers? We've got this in-car camera view. I want to just go and select.
I'm gonna go find it quickly.
Any in-car view, that side view of the drivers driving the cars.
My button is not working.
You had it just now. Now you can't get back to it. It's not this one. It's the other one. It's not car cameras. It's cockpit cameras.
Yeah, no, I know what it was.
Okay.
Well, it was something else that managed to automatically switch to that. Yes, I'm a bit lazy,
right.
Alan.
Okay.
But yeah, I've noticed the gear lever kind of wiggles around a bit.
Yeah. And the driver's hands. I mean, his arm and his wrist is at a 90
Oh
degree
yes.
Oh dear.
I mean,
All good.
it's small details like this that show that this is a game. But from a driver's perspective, you'll never really notice it unless you're maybe driving in VR, which can lead to some weird side effects.
Yep. Right. So we're down to almost 3 minutes and below, almost end of quali. Guys are well spaced out. I don't see anyone too close to each other. Still 122.8. Everyone's in the pits except for Mr. Crocomp. I mean, on the track, except for Mr. Crocomp.
I think Brett knows that that's about what he can do.
Okay. I can't. I don't see Vimpy, but although his name's here, but I can't select him. So I've got 18 cars on my timing screen. Is that right?
Yes, I've also got 18 cars on my timing screen. I'm also under the impression that Mr. Nick Hodgson should be here tonight.
No.
Oh,
He said he's not racing tonight.
He's not racing. Okay,
yeah.
so he's taking a drop round, maybe trying to relax a bit.
I'm not sure if he's back from holiday or not. I think he is, because he did his lap, obviously, so he must be. But I think he's just taking it off tonight for whatever reason. I'll keep my eyes peeled on the YouTube. And on that subject, welcome to everybody. Cole Steegs there. How's it, Cole? Ryan's there. Anthony Wilson, good evening, sir. Mr. Geldenhuis, Matt Williams, Katz, Neyman, Keegan Sanderson. How you, young man? Gwen Oates is there. Donnie Standers there. Lucky to have everyone here. And here's Ivan Karamak as well, shouting for Vimpy and James Senior. So a couple of the OC Breweries drivers not here tonight, but the rest of them certainly supporting their team from YouTube.
Definitely, and that's all. It's always great to get a crowd to come and watch. It's great fun being a driver, but it's even more fun knowing that your mates are there to cheer you on and see you try and do your best at some of the best in South Africa.
Yep. Annika
Simon,
yep.
yes.
Shouting for Mr. Christy Simon. I'm busy watching him running a little bit wide as one of the jets takes off from the nearby airport. Minis are looking awesome tonight. That mini specifically is called Christy, and the cars look superb. Out with the this is an early morning race, so the ambiance looks amazing here. Sus, well done.
Yeah, it's. I think Ryan outdid himself with these settings. I had a quick look at when I was going to capture the static for today, and when I saw it was 8 a.m. I was like, I'm not even going to mess about with lighting. I'm just going to take whatever I get and see if I can get a semi-decent shot. Okay, I'm just trying to still find. So Corné Breed just crosses the line and improves his time slightly, which is enough to bump him into 15th. And let me maybe go in and dig at the front. So all of the top four, they're sitting in pits currently. It's overtime. Okay. Actually, qualifying is over. Is that what's going on here?
That's it.
So, Ross Bartle in pole position there with Brett Krokamp, his fellow teammate, one of the Point Blank Racing drivers there, also on the front row, followed by the two Leeches. Ooh, and Sean Bingham just jumps in there at the end. So Sean coming to upset the Leeches a bit.
There's that camera view.
Yeah.
That wrist.
What got me was the gear lever vibrating a bit.
I can see. Right. Yeah, it's all very loose and good to shake and rattle and roll in that little mini. That's awesome.
I mean, I can only imagine you having to find a gear or two, depending on what's going on. Okay, so while we wait, we're gonna head off for a quick ad break, and we'll be back with the cars on the grid.
Cool.
Okay, and we're back. It looks like we're still waiting for overtime to finish. As I say that,
good time.
Alan and I jump to the grid and back to pits, as we should. And it's now going to be all about this start. So, I know Sean Bingham, he was on pole there. Ooh, Donnington has a bit of a shaky TV camera.
That long distance camera is waving in the wind. I think there's a strong breeze over there.
Let's do something different.
Better move it up. Okay, there we go. 25 seconds while you're doing that.
Okay, so
Okay.
we've got, what was it? I forgot his name. Up at front.
Crocum and
So 3 grumpy
Ross
monkey
Bartle.
cars, and then the leeches. So lights are coming on.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Just seeing smoke. Drop the clutch, and away they go.
Here we go.
Looks like
They're
they
off.
got a really good start there. Let me try and get back to the TV camera.
Ross Bartle holding on to his inside, but it looks like Brett trying to go around the outside. So the 2 grumpy monkey cars next to each other.
And in the background there, James Leach and Renier Leach managing to get past Sean Bingham, as well as Philip Minnar. Sean not having the start that he was maybe hoping for in this race, but they now fall into single file.
Great first sector through the cranio curves down the hill. Everyone smooth, everyone on the track. There is somebody in the sand right at the back. I think that's Sean Hodge.
That's Sean Hodge, yes.
It is. It's on and back, and he's going again, but a lot of catching up to do. James Leach looking up the inside. So James Leach just ahead of his brother Renier. Renier now coming up the inside into the next corner. Good
They're
pass.
getting very, very close there to one another, but they're keeping it clean. And I think Philip Minnar is also sneaking up on the inside there.
Yep. Philip Minnar coming to join this party.
The 3 abreast coming into the chicane. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting dash. Ooh, Philip sending it over the curbs there. As
James Leach, yep, next to him. So James Leach had a good left part of that chicane. Renier comes back at all of them. Renier's up against the pit wall, and looks like he got a much better drive out of that corner, and he's going to nail turn 1, and he does.
He does. And in the background, James and Philip Minnar, they're still fighting this battle.
Yep. And just behind them now, we've got Mr. Dirk Brunt in his rusty bucket chasing them down the hill. Oh, gosh, that's close.
Slightly losing control there, but they're keeping it clean and keeping it going. Ooh, Philip dips a wheel there onto the grass, and he's going to lose a lot of speed.
Oh, gosh, they're coming up the hill now, and they are all side by side. Dirk Brunt, he is on the inside coming up to the top of the hill now, over this blind right-hander.
He's still got the inside line. Philip runs very, very wide.
Yeah, Philip Minar's let that go for now, and Dirk Brunt goes ahead into 5th.
I think it was also Philip. Ooh, there was someone who ran very, very wide. That's James Leach.
That's James Leach.
There's a ton of movement up and all about the field. But as we said, I think the slipstream effect here is what really accentuates what's possible.
Yeah.
I see Ross Bartle does a fastest lap of a 1:23.4, so already race pace looking to be very, very close to quali pace.
He's up and running. Red Crocump is chasing him as he can, 7/10 back, but they're already over 2 seconds away from Renier Leach. Although in saying that, the Leaches were having a good fight amongst themselves, which did help to slow them down, but huge gaps now between 2nd and 3rd, 3rd and 4th, etc.
There is something to be said, knowing the slipstream here, of maybe considering working with someone. I think
Yes,
it's in the
yes.
Leach's best interest to try and sit in one another's draft, capitalize on the spots
back
of the
to
track, capitalize on the spots of the track where they can help one another. Ooh, and Philip goes on the inside there. Of
Philip
Dirk.
and Dirk side by
Yes.
side through the last 3 corners here. Yeah, well, as you were saying, teamwork's needed, but even cross teamwork just to try and gain some advantage and close in on those ahead. These two still side by side. This isn't going to help. Dirk hammers over those.
Ooh,
Two
almost
wheels.
overturned that car.
Some action there, and he loses a position to Francois
Erasmus. And Erasmus is looking very, very racy there. He's sitting in the toe of Philip Minnar. I think I'm fully expecting a move very soon if Philip is not careful.
Yeah, Flying Gypsies now flying literally 4th and 5th. And they now got a little bit of a gap back to Mr. Dirk Brunt, with Waldo Swiggers in 7th place coming down the hill.
Just going to jump back to 8th position. Stefan Herbst and Gerard Niemand side by side.
Oh, that red mini. Wow, Stefan Herbst, he caught that. It was almost into the side of Waldo Swiggers. Oh, there's racing all the way up and down the grid. It's great to see. And behind Waldo, it's Gerard Niemand.
Gerard Niemand.
Yeah, and
that's James Leach.
Yeah, it's James Leach on the recovery after he went in the sand.
He's doing very well on his recovery drive there.
I wonder if that was Renier that maybe caused that drama for James. But here we come down the long back straight towards the final chicane.
Niemand has the inside line and ooh, just dips a wheel there onto the grass before the braking zone. Niemand runs deep. And it's going to allow Sean Bingham and James Leach past him.
Yep. Drops a whole bunch of positions.
A whole bunch. James Leach Sr. as well. So I'm sticking to James Leach because Sean Bingham is still right there. In the background, Corne Breed and Marco Grassa making their moves, just switching places.
Coming down the hill, we see the Gunston car. I think it's Marco Grassa, and he spins it. Oh dear, he's got a little bit too much on that, and he turned it around just at the end of that coverage at the bottom of the hill. Marco Grassa falling all the way to the back of the field now. James Leach here. There's Marco Grassa, I think, recovering. Yes.
Yep. So he's back up and running, but he is 8 seconds behind Christy Simon now. It's going to be a bit of a lonely race for him right now, and he's going to have to just keep his head down and do the best he can.
Ross Bartle leading, does a 1:23.7. Crowcump 8 tenths behind him. Renier Leach a 1:23.7. So the chasing field doing kind of similar lap times, which goes to show that that dicing for position certainly doesn't help track position.
Definitely.
That's put them 3 seconds down the road and off the back of the leaders.
So Francois Erasmus and Dirk Brandt still running nose to tail there. They're having to work hard to make sure that he keeps Erasmus behind him.
Yes. And just in the background there, you can see James Leach has now cleared his, he hammers a little bit over those curves. He's cleared Stefan Herbst, and he is busy trying to close in on the back of Waldo Swiggers. So recovery drive coming there.
Waldo not going to be someone to make it easy for him to get this overtake done with, though.
No, not at all. Corne Breed, who has fallen all the way back down to 13th, he was with his teammate just now, but at a moment through the S-bend, the chicane, and he lost a pile of positions.
Are you not maybe thinking about Francois Erasmus, who was up in front with Philip?
It was.
Ooh. Sean Bingham and Herbst. I think Bingham maybe ran a bit wide somewhere.
Oh, Mr. Leach Sr. also off on the outside of that chicane in the background, and he gets going again, coming down past the pit lane, so he's dropped 2 positions. The cars look awesome coming along here.
Yeah. Quickly gonna just say hello to Donnie Stander, Rob McCall, Gert Snyman, Ryan Hill, Pieter Geldenhuis, Pieter Grobler. I think, yeah, okay, so for a moment got confused. I remembered Pieter Geldenhuis's name, and then I remembered I was actually speaking about him earlier, and he was relegated to Div 2.
Yeah. Yes, how's it everyone on the YouTube? And here we go again. Oh, guys are going over the grass to go past each other in the background down there. That's Mr. Bingham, I think.
Is that not Warren Oates?
No, it's Warren Oates. You're right. It's Warren Oates. Warren Oates and Mr. Leach Senior.
Just gonna jump up ahead. Francois Erasmus right on the tail of Dirk Brandt there. Dirk outbraking himself slightly. Takes a bit of a shortcut there.
They're coming down the main straight, three abreast. Oh my word.
This is the type of action we want to see. Oh no! I spoke too fast. I spoke too fast.
That was absolute commentator's curse. Dirk moved a little bit to the left. Gerald was a sandwich and he went into Waldo Swiggers, and all three of them went a little bit haywire there.
I'll tell you this. I caught that on replay.
Yeah.
If I can just get it to replay.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
I can do it. Ah, no, I just caught the back end of it.
Oh, bad luck.
Okay, so back in the action. I think, who was it that lost out the most there? Erasmus. Yes, Francois Erasmus lost out the most, so he's fallen behind a bit there. But still hunting, and in the background, well, down below in 14th, see James Leach Sr. is chasing up on Warren Oates there, and he is in the slipstream. So if he can just stay there through the chicane into turn 1, that might net him a very, very good position for the next lap. And he brakes too late.
The back of Warren Oates there. Oh, way to go, Mr. Leach Senior. Two-wheeling that mini. It's the same corner we had the dramas earlier. That's how Warren Oates went past earlier. So Mr. Leach Senior obviously still coming to grips with these funny little front-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
Just a Buchner behind him in the Gunston Mini, taking a very wide line into T1.
Trying to open it up as much as possible.
Yes.
Remember, he's also on a bit of a... Oh no, that's Grassa that's on a bit of a drive back. Okay, so Christy Simon is running 3/10 behind Sean Hodds right now. Sean proudly displaying, I think, yeah, that's the South African flag on top there.
Yeah, Marco Grassa trying to close in from the back. He had a problem earlier where he lost the car coming down the Craner curves.
He's done
a change up ahead.
He's done very well for himself though, so
Yeah,
he's
closing
closed
up.
that 8-second gap down to 2.7.
There's some interesting chats that arrive in the YouTube channel. Walker talking about Durkee condensed milk. Even I remember that. Only a lot of old people will remember that.
I remember that.
Danny Stander obviously don't. So I also had a 1275 GTS when I was a youngster. Yeah, it's we're talking Gab while we're watching the cars. It's all good. I'm sure he's had a mini or two in his life.
And also, sim driving isn't always exactly the same. It might be slightly different or just been a while. Ooh, in front someone, I think that was Waldo Swicker. So I'm on James Leach in 7th with Francois Erasmus right on his tail. I see Sean Hodds drops down as well as Grassa.
All the way to the back, sure. Oh, well, Grassa's passed him. So Sean had a huge moment and Grassa's busy with his drive back. So he's come past and Sean Hodds obviously recovering and onwards he goes.
Grassa is closing this gap very, very aggressively now, setting his eyes on Christy Simon. or the next move. Ooh,
Also
Bjorn,
setting his eyes on trying to stay in the Division 1.
yeah, Bjorn Buchner just caught him going through the chicane there. He just bumped over that first sausage curb and, and rode that car on two wheels for a moment. Jumping up ahead to Francois Erasmus on the back of James Leach.
And he's all over the back.
These drivers have been up and down on the field tonight, but they're working hard and having fun.
Just sub 5 minutes to go in this first heat now, so it's all to race for. But Ross Bartle on 10 laps, now 1.5 seconds up the road from Mr. Crocombe.
Yes.
And they are 4.3 seconds up the road from Rainier Leach, who is doing his best, having a lonely drive in third place. Philip Minnow in fourth, and Dirk Brandt rounds out your top 5.
Okay, so I'm just noticing that our Nightbot is diligently posting some messages there for us, and I'm gonna remind the viewers that aren't keeping an eye on chat. We're hosting a free-for-all 24-minute of Lemons race on Thursday. It's
Lemons.
it's going to be an interesting one. It's the Fiat Panda, the Ford Transit, and the Legier JS8-S1 on the Le Mans circuit. So gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a bit of a long lap for some of these cars.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. The Le Mans circuit. Very clever.
It's free for anybody to go and sign up. There's a link posted where you can get to the events page. Just a bit of fun where we had an impromptu mini Le Mans this on last Thursday with some of the cars that are raced there, as well as some Group C cars, I think. It sounded like it was quite a bit of fun.
Francois is right here now behind James Leach, literally right here, down to just almost 3 minutes, and the clock's dropping, but Francois Erasmus pushing that little mini Gerald as hard as he can. He's well in the draft here of James Leach as they come towards the last chicane. Stock is straight, just not long enough for him to get through there, but he gets a great drive through the chicane, and this is going to be a side-by-side. Here we go, down to T1. James Leach is running defensive. He's staying on the inside. He now moves over, and Francois follows him.
I think Francois is playing a bit of a strategic game here. He knows that he can get the overtake done, but he might not be confident that he can pull the gap. So he might be waiting until the last lap to make a more serious move.
Down through the craner curves they come. Oh, sideways through the old hairpin, Mr. Leach, but manages to hold on to the pace. It's an awesome drive down the hill, and up they come now, up to the top through Schwant's curve. Now this blind, slightly off-cambered McLean's right-hander. Oh dear, Mr. Erasmus has a
running
problem
very,
there.
very wide there.
Yes, he's lost a lot of momentum and a lot of track position. Stefan Herbst in 10th place is not too bad, close up to the half a second, 6/10 off the back of Mr. Niemand.
Is a bit of a train, him and Sean Bingham on the tail of Gerard Niemand there.
I just saw James Leach. I saw it at the bottom of the screen. He was so far on two wheels and went straight through the chicane into the tire barrier.
Sure.
Straight.
He's going to be kicking himself for doing that at the end of the race.
Yeah, he hit that first chicane curb so hard. I saw the roof of his car, and it just put him straight into the right-hand tire barrier. So that's it for Mr. Leach. In fact, he's dropped all the way back behind his dad, James Leach Sr.
Okay, so with 50 seconds remaining, Ross Bartle is coming down the Starkey Straight right now.
Yep.
Think he might be able to get across the line for one more lap.
Well, he'll definitely from here. He's at the chicane. So this is going to be the start of the final lap. So we're saying 15 laps. 14 laps. Hang on. See now?
Yes, 15 laps, I think. He's going to cross the line now. That would then say he's completed 14 laps.
Yep. 1:23.0, and he's on the 15th lap. That's correct. Brett Crowcombe 2.5 seconds back. Daniel Leach doing well for OC Breweries in 3rd place. James Leach Sr. and Corne Brea changing positions back in 12th.
But they're still running. Ooh!
Lots of little house for your mothers and elbows and handbags at 6 o'clock.
Looks like Corne just backing out there, allowing James to fall in front, fall back in line in front of him.
And drop back to Grasser in 17th. Through the chicane, they're next to each other. When he makes the pass.
In the dying moments of the race.
Yep.
Corne Brett and James Leach still running very close to one another. Going side by side through the Craner curves. Oh, James Leach just pulling out ahead there.
You always lost it.
Oh no, he ran wide. That's going to be a very, very costly mistake.
And he manages to bring it back on at Schwann's curve, just in front of Mr. Buchner in the Gunston car.
So as that happens, I'm
Ross Bartle.
jumping to the front there. Ross Bartle takes the win, followed by Brett Crowcombe. And Renier Leach managing a well-deserved podium there as well. Followed by Philip Minnar and Dirk Brandt close by.
Aldo Swiggers, Francois Erasmus. He comes over for 7th. Stefan Herbst and the rest of the field. Awesome first heat.
Yeah, very,
Good stuff.
very good first heat. While we hop over to the next server, we're going to go for a quick ad break and we'll see everybody in a bit. Okay, and we're back. So it's gonna be a bit of a moment. I was a bit worried because I think we had the server going live at 25:29.
All good. I got 3.5 minutes or so to join, and we're on in unofficial practice.
Yes.
So here we go.
Yeah, my only worry was that with it starting at 25:02 and there's only a 5-minute practice session, with the race finishing so close to 22, people might not have been able to get in on time, but clearly took a while for the server to spin up. So happy we're here. Everybody is now going for a bit of a mess about, just going to have fun. And this is the race where you go for all the beans, because this is the one that counts towards the relegations and promotions. Not having any drivers being promoted above Div1 though, but it is the main concern here is if you finish in the bottom 3, you might be, well, you'll likely find yourself relegated down to Div2.
Ivan Karamaker on the YouTube saying James needs to use his DRS, open the windows a bit. Love it. Walker saying, now's your time to shine. And Carl Steeg supporting the Dirk in the rust bucket. I happen to know, I saw him while I was walking around the pits earlier, and he was fiercely pop riveting some of the body panels back together again and putting some duct tape over the headlights.
I saw him with a bit of steel brush, just trying to get rid of some of the bad rust there, just crumbling around the car.
Yeah, those window rubbers, I tell you what, when you don't get that seated properly, it turns into dust.
I had a Nissan 1600J,
Okay.
4-door. Was it a 4-door saloon? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was. I'll not share the nickname our family had for it, but
Okay.
but it was a car that belonged to my uncle, and he felt too sorry to drive the car around because it was initially bought as it can live a bit of a hard life, so he ended up parking it outside underneath a roof there. But at some stage, the rain got into the doors and it rusted through.
Yes.
So eventually, when I got the car, the doors had some ugly rust marks. But I drove it around for a good, I think, quarter or a semester, until it proved to be a bit too unreliable to make the trek from
Got
Uppington to Potch consistently. Then I had to switch to a old Jetta 3 that we had.
Many years ago, and I'm talking late 80s, I used to work at the Wild Coast Casino. And a good mate of mine who also worked there with me had one of these, there's a Mini standing still halfway down the Craner curves there. He had a Toyota Corolla, your stock standard square box Toyota Corollas. And one day, while we were coming home from shift from the casino, the fuel tank was held in with a metal strap underneath the back, and that strap rusted off because the coast rust was insane, and the whole fuel tank dropped out the back of the car. And we were kind of dragging it behind the car, and it was hilarious. We were like, there's some strange noise going on, and we were towing the fuel tank, which had almost nothing in it, but it was unbelievable, the rust damage that happened at the coast.
It's one of the reasons I'm happy I'm not at the coast. Although I won't say that I think Joburg's smog or flight smog might be any better for a car, but we make do with what we have. It's ultimately one of the things that I remember my dad saying to me is, if you let that one small little spot start to rust, it's done for, especially when you're at the coast. And that's why it's important to wash your car and take care of it. Apply wax regularly to prevent rust spots from showing up. Okay, so we're sitting in the pits, waiting for...
Yep, in overtime, and we're about to start the next qualification for heat number 2. Hacksaw Computer Services has joined us on the YouTube. How's it?
I keep forgetting who Hacksaw Computer Services are.
Old Steve talking about racing duct tape. That's exactly what it is. You put a bit of racing duct tape, not normal hardware duct tape, racing duct tape, and the car goes 5 kilometers an hour faster. Here we go. Cars are piling out the pits. I see we should have had Brent Lindsay Ray here, and he's not here tonight. So he's another one that hasn't joined us. So there we go. And they pile out of the pits like the British gang.
So
I also have Jason Holden Jones's name here, who isn't here tonight.
Yes, I vaguely remember he raced in the first race.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a bit of a family emergency and couldn't get here.
So him, Nick Hodgson, Brent Lindsay Ray, and Wimpy de Beer, I think, are our absentees for tonight. Right, Dirk Grunt going through Schwann's curve with his trusty Rusty up to McLean's, and he is starts, we see the Sim Race South Africa logo. Anybody new here on YouTube and interested in getting involved, hop on over to our website, which is www.simracesa.co.za, and have a look around. We run simulators for Assetto Corsa Competizione in the GT3 series, and we run a rally series on what platforms that, Sus?
That is on Dirt Rally 2, I think, by Codemasters.
So there's all types of racing here. GT3, Legends series. We've got touring cars. We've got single-seater action. Come and have a look. Join our Discord channel and sign up to race some classic Legends touring car GT3 racing.
I was only listening with half a ear. Did you say what is happening next week?
I didn't.
So we have our return to the TC series. Like there is still Div 2 and 3. I'm not forgetting about them. I'm just starting to talk about what's coming up. The round 3 of the TC series will be happening, and we will be on Thruxton.
Yes.
People tell me that that's a classic BTCC track.
It is.
So
Thruxton's a great track.
it's people have already started saying like, oh, tires are gonna struggle and the usual chatter. But anyways, while I'm talking about it, if you want to join us, you can head on over to simracesa.co.za. Find the sign up form there, submit it, and one of our admins will get back to you. We ask for a minimum donation of 150 Rand, and that goes directly to Abba Adoption Specialist. If I'm looking at my admin sheet correctly, we have managed to raise 30,183 Rand and 88 cents.
That's it.
Already we've proved season on season that the sim racing community has some deep pockets, and it's always great knowing that this money goes directly to the charity, and it makes a difference somewhere, allowing us to also come and have a bit of fun with one another on these virtual circuits.
Exactly. So well done again to all the drivers, the team managers, the sponsors. Thank you very much for your support and supporting the local charities. Right, Philip Minnar, as we go into just under 6 minutes, there's somebody on the inside of Starkey Straight there, but Philip Minnar, 124.4. He sets the first benchmark, but I'm sure that's going to be improved on.
Yeah, no, that wasn't close. That's still a good second off of the pole time for the first race. Now, the important thing to remember, those with a keen eye would have spotted that the grip level starts out at 96%. And it only accumulates, I'll double check the numbers in a bit. It only accumulates after 22 laps. It starts gaining. So, with only 5 minutes to do practice, the track grip level isn't at an optimal level for the beginning of quali, and it essentially means that the drivers need to be focusing on putting down laps to try and improve the track quality so that they can try and land a good qualifying time.
I had some cars literally queuing to come out the pits there, and there was almost a collision. But everyone's now managed to get out and is going.
Just trying to get back to my stream and seeing that everything is running and the chat is there.
Yep, all looks good. It's Stefan Herbst in his red Mini. He just powered out just now, and there was a whole bunch of traffic coming. He had to drive off the track into the sand trap, and he started all over again. So off he goes.
So I'm currently following Philip Minnar. He improves by, I think that was a 10th.
124.208. Waldo Swiggers also goes a bit quicker in 7th, 124.8. And right there, James Leach goes even quicker, a 124.0. So he's currently up at the top of the grid. I don't see Ross Barkley. He hasn't come out the pits yet. Ross is still sitting in the pits. So he's just biding his time, waiting for everyone else to do all the hard work.
Ooh.
And then he's going to bring it out and wring its neck for one flyer. So we'll keep our eye on Ross.
Well, I would assume he isn't. Well, okay, knowing Ross Bartle and how quick he is, I'm a little surprised that he's not going at it, trying to lay down some extra rubber. I have no idea how if the
He's challenging himself.
maybe he's challenging himself. Yes.
Well, somebody paid him a lot of money not to qualify.
Or he's trying to do a Nick Hodgson and driving from the back of the field there.
Yeah.
But
that's
this is
exactly
Div1,
it.
buddy. That's a lot of much taller ask if you ask me.
Yeah, and a lot of overtaking. So let's see. Is he? Is that what he's going to do? Clock's ticking. It's down to 2 minutes 49 seconds. Wonder if he's listening to us. Ross, if you can hear us, don't come out the pits. Stay there.
I don't think he's going to jeopardize that. There's valuable points on the line. I'm expecting him to be piling out of the pits very soon.
Well, if a fast lap is a 124, he's not going to get out, buddy. It's done. He can't get out and put in a lap.
No, he can. He can. There's it's not about the session finishing when it's done, as long as he completes his lap. He starts his lap before the time runs out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he still has till about the 1 minute 30 mark, I think, to come out of the pits and start his outlap.
Renier just pops his brother's time. He does a 124.0. Look how close they are. The leeches.
Throw a
Mercy
blanket
Brew
over
Reed.
them.
Sure. Brett Crow comes still in, 9th, 3rd, 124.1. Flip Minnar, 124.1. And then a big jump back to Waldo Swiggers in 5th, a 124.5.
Keeping my eyes peeled, Ross is not coming out of the pits now.
I'm watching Ross, and he hasn't moved while you're watching the cars on the stream. So he's just sitting here relaxing and...
Ooh, I wonder
looking
if he
for a
thinks that
challenge.
this is practice. I hope that's not what's happening. Philip bumps up into first with a 123.8.
I think we're in for an exciting race here. I think the man himself is going to be starting from the back row of the grid as Marco Grassa just disconnects. Either that or he's got a serious technical issue.
That might be that he's having a bit of a technical issue and...
Yeah.
Oh, it's tight. It's tight when you have issues like that.
Philip Minnow goes sub 24, as does Mr. Crocombe. So now we're seeing quick lap times, 123.6. Brett Crocombe into pole, Philip Minnow in second, 123.8. And Francois Erasmus pops up to 7th, a 124.4. Interesting.
That's... I definitely think it's going to be interesting. We might either see him being bumped straight to pits on race start,
No, well,
or
he's going to be at the back of the grid, but
I understand. But if he doesn't click drive, maybe there's an issue his side. What is the vote
What's
for?
going on here?
Maybe maybe there was an accidental click when trying to jump back to pits.
Or Renier's just got the heck in with his brother. YouTube channel's gone very quiet. There's Cole. Go, Dirk, go.
Go,
Cole's
Dirk,
shouting
go.
for Dirk. There we go.
Dirk is 1.5 tenths up on his delta. That will... Oh, that's not going to be enough to get him onto 5th. Cornet Briet out of nowhere almost coming into 7th.
And James Leach goes quicker. 123.6. Okay, what is actually happening? Yep, all right, he's in the pits. Brett Crocombe, 123.6. Philip Minnow, 123.8. I think that's it. Is anyone else on a quick lap here?
Christy Simon is finishing his lap. Manages to just pip Marco Grassa in the end there.
It's done. We have a grumpy monkey at the back of the grid. The fastest man on the track is going to have to drive through the entire field.
Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one. I think that's going to be an interesting one. We're going to go for a quick ad break while we wait for everybody to set up on the grid. All right, we are back.
Here we go. We do
we
have
go.
a grumpy monkey car in the front row of the grid, but that is Brett Crocombe. It is not who we expected it to be. And we have an interesting dynamic happening with Mr. Ross Bartle.
All red,
right
they pull away.
Here we go. We're off.
Brett getting an amazing start there. And James Leach also getting a very decent start. But Philip Minard pulling in next to him there. In the background there, I do see Ross Bartle making up 2 positions from the start.
He is already 2 up, and he's. I'll keep some feedback on his progression as he comes through. He is side by side next to Mr. Simon. Does in fact pass him, and he is in 15th place. 3 cars passed in 3 corners.
He's definitely doing some good work there.
Oh, Mr. Minnow, Philip Minnow. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there.
Ooh, see a lot of movement. James Leach dropping down like a stone. James Leach Sr., I apologize.
Yep. Oh, Ross Bartle is right amongst the Gunston cars. They are bullying him front and back. Just giving you a heads up.
But there's a 4-way battle up in front.
The Flying Gypsies nose to tail up the inside down the Starkey Straight. Oh, hard on the brakes.
Oh, Waldo catching a slide there, but unfortunately, oof, that's Ross Bartle T-boning him.
And it's just like bumper cars coming through the final chicane. First lap done and dusted, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abreast over the start-finish line. Wow. First lap.
I caught that on a replay. I'm just coming back there. Waldo turning in slightly aggressively. He bumps on the inside there. Corne Briet's on the inside there. And yes, Ross Bartle coming and T-boning him there. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Right, we're on. We're off. We're going. Ross Bartle has decided to have a bit of fun, and he is he's fighting with Waldo Swiggers down in 13th and 14th. As we see Dirk Brunt go ahead of James Leach. James Leach has had a moment, and he's dropped 2 positions back. No, he hasn't. He's dropped 5 positions back. Dirk Brunt up into 4th. And
he's being hounded by that clown car behind him.
Yeah, they're all there. It's all happening here as we see them come down Starkey Straight. Dirk feeling the need to run defensive. He's moving over. You got to be aware, Dirk. I'll move over if there's a car there,
Sure. On 2 wheels, just steps out the rear, and that's going to cost him a handful of positions if he's not careful.
Yep, 3 positions done.
3, maybe even 4. Yes, that was a total of 4 positions in just one straight that it cost him.
Oh, and just up ahead of him, we're watching. Is that it's a grumpy monkey car? Who is that?
Where are you now? I'm up in front of him. That is
yes, Warren Oates.
Warren Oates. Is he Grumpy Monkey?
Well,
maybe someone forgot to select the correct livery for the second race.
So. Okay, so yes, that's what it is. Well done, because I'm sure he shouldn't be in that color car. That's what's confusing. So Dirk Brunt's up next to Warren Oates, and he will have the inside coming for the right-hander coming through McLean's. He behaves himself through there. Everyone gives everyone some space. Just up ahead of them, they're 2 abreast now. Oh my word!
Ooh.
Warren Oates runs deep.
Dirk looking like he's muscling Warren Oates a bit wide there.
Was there contact? I never saw that.
I think there was a bit of contact.
Okay. Stefan Herbst and James Leach now next to each other into the chicane. There we go, he's gone through. James Leach up into 5th. And look behind, the train of cars coming through that chicane there, Sus.
I'm trying to see that's a massive train. I'm just curious, where is Ross? Is he part of this massive train? Yes, he is. He's
11.
He's right in the middle of it.
and he's slowly but surely picking his way through this traffic. So he's decided just to have a good challenge and a good race. I wonder if he sees that as a livery car of his, but anyway.
He would likely see it as a livery car. And you.
That's what's been happening all the way through. Wow.
That could have ended very, very badly, but luckily, just
Yep.
enough space.
Right, he's on the outside of Warren Oates now as they come up to McLean's. He goes right around the side, outside, and he's up into 10th place after 6 minutes.
He's doing very well for himself in this race.
He is. Francois Rasmus is next on his target. And he's slipstreaming Gerald down towards the final chicane. Gerald going dead center down the track. Ross comes to the outside, lifts and brakes for his normal position. Takes a very fast line through the chicane.
That is
Look at
an
that.
extremely fast line.
Yep,
You can see why he was on pole.
Exactly. Perfect racing line, and he's doing 125 zeros and up into 9th place. Couple of position changes up ahead of him. James Leach and Niemand swapping positions. Dirk Brunt as well. These four, it's all going on here. James Leach, Dirk Brunt,
Stefan
Niemand,
Herbst.
Stefan Herbst. Oh, and the clown car comes hammering through there behind Dirk Brunt. And now Stefan Herbst again up the inside of Mr. Niemand. And that class is done. I'd say gents are having a whole lot of
A ball of
fun
a
out
time.
there. Yeah. Guys are grinning from ear to ear, I tell you. So our leader, Mr. Brett Crocump, up the road, and he's leading from Philip Minnar.
Philip is right on the back
Philip
of him,
there,
and the
he's
same for
pushing.
Renier Leach.
Yep. So first, second, and third, that's them. There are 3 cars there. Trust us. Philip Minnar now hanging out to go around the outside into T1. This should be interesting. He does go around the outside into T1. Now they're heading down the curve, Cranach curves. He falls back in line behind Mr. Crocump. So
He just didn't have the exit speed that he was hoping for. Oh, he's going to have to sit tight on this one.
he is. Bides his time. We've got Gwen Oates shouting for Warren Oates on the YouTube channel. Brandon's just arrived. Good evening all. How's it, Brandon? Warren Oates having a whale of a time in 10th
Oh,
place.
Philip sending it up on the inside of McLean's there.
He is, and behind him, Renier Leach is saying, wait, I'm coming. Renier going around the outside. He turns in.
Brett running very defensively there, essentially
There's 3
boxing.
abreast.
Ooh.
They 3 abreast coming down Starkey Straight. Oh my word. Let's watch this.
Who's the later of the late breakers here?
Yeah, seriously. Renier Leach at the moment. He turns in, he goes right over the front.
Brett
Wow,
being
what-
mugged of 2 positions there.
So it was good. Renier Leach held his breath, turned in, and he had enough space between him and the bumper of Mr. Crocump, and he goes into the lead. Oh, jeez, I hope you guys are enjoying this on the live stream. This is some awesome racing happening
I
here.
should have hit the replay button there and I forgot.
Dirk Brunt, James Leach in 4th place now, and Dirk Brunt in 5th. That's your top 5 for now. Ross Bartle is in 7th.
He is fighting his way back.
He is. So it's taken 7 laps, and he has gone from 18th position to 7th. And he is now coming down the Cranach curves, and he's got a bit of a gap to close down to almost just under 3 seconds to Gerard Niemand for his next position. But you can see the flames coming out that Mini as he comes down Cranach curves.
I'm gonna try and keep an eye out. I'm curious how Ross's lap time is comparing to that of Niemand's.
That's fine.
10 minutes left, so we're halfway into this race. Just jumping back to 16th, we've got Sean Bingham right on the back of Bjorn Buchner.
First, second, and third, no position change as they go through the final chicane. So all static up ahead.
And I think Sean might be in the slipstream of Bjorn now.
Yep, Sean right here now. I don't think he's close enough, but let's see.
It looked like he might have had a good exit, but clearly Buchner knows something, knows how to handle that little mini.
Yep. Oh, it's a good drive out there. They both run deep though.
Ooh.
And here we go. Sean swinging out next to the pit lane and almost side by side with Bjorn Buchner. Bjorn maintains his position down the middle of the road, and he will have the apex for T1 and nails his braking point. Flicks it in, runs a bit deep, however.
Sean going for the cutback.
Yeah, Bjorn threw that one away, went too deep, and Sean's got it. Great little pass.
They're still side by side though. I'm not discounting Bjorn just yet. He's still got his nose in there. If only just.
No, Sean's got the
okay,
apex
he's got it now. Okay.
Good. Right, Ross Bartel, that gap from 3.2 is down to 1.6 seconds on the back of Gerard Niemand. So he is closing it down lap after lap. 8, just under 9 minutes left for him to do this. Up ahead, the top 3 hammer through the chicane again and over the start-finish line.
Renier running very wide there.
Yeah, Philip Minot's got a good run on him here as they head over the line and down to T1. Guys are going as fast as they can.
Right
Late
on the edge of
journey.
the track.
Yep, completely. Late apexing, trying to get great drive out of there for the downhill section into Craner Curves. Renier Leach doing well. He's only a 10th ahead of Mr. Minot. Philip Minot is following him right in his tire tracks. They come through the bottom of the hill and start heading up. Oh, Renier Leach is a little bit out of sorts there, and this is going to let Philip close in as they go through Schwanz.
He's just pushing a bit too hard there, it seems.
Tell you what, Renier's got excellent car control up here.
Definitely.
And here we go. There's 3 of them. This is going to be... Minot through the inside, and he goes past, but Leach
Brett
is there.
Krokkamp also.
Coming. Yep. Oh dear, here we go again. Down to the chicane.
I'm sitting ready with the replay button this time, don't worry.
Okay. Let's put money on it.
I think Philip's going to come out.
Oh, there's contact. Oh dear. Brett Krokkamp, he's gone through, but I think... No, Brett Krokkamp, he got collected because Renier Leach was on his outside as they went through the first turn, and there was a bit of contact.
Yeah, I think
rear-ended.
I'm just checking the replay now. Philip was maybe a bit hard on the brakes, knowing that he was running the inside line there, and that he closes the door in front of Brett there, who then rolls over the sausages and into James Leach.
In the background, if you watch that picture, you'll see, all right, it runs out. He recovers onto the track, and his teammate, none other than Ross Bartel, hammers through that chicane and drives flat bang into the back of him and causes him to spin again. So Ross Bartel is in 5th and chasing down Dirk Brunt. It's an immense drive back. And he's closing hand over fist. That gap not too big. Dirk Brunt 1.3 seconds off the back of James Leach.
Brett is not in a very good position right now. Okay.
Brett Krokkamp,
yeah. So just...
He's all the way down at the bottom. He got hammered in that accident and spun 2 or 3 times on the start-finish line. Just unfortunate.
Warren Oates on the back of Stefan Herbst there. Ooh, taking that sausage curb very aggressively. Wheels almost detaching from his car.
Detaching. Love it.
Sure, and up ahead, that's Gerard Niemand and Franco Erasmus swapping places.
Yeah, this is a drama actually, Sus. Brett Krokkamp is in relegation zone.
He's in the relegation zone. He's going to have to work hard to get out of there. There's 5 minutes left.
And he's got a little bit of ways to go before he gets to the back of Marco Grassa and Bjorn Buchner's cars. Oh, Dirk Brandt. Yeah.
Side by side with James Leach. Going for what's looking like a bit of a cutback. Late apex there, but not quite.
But these guys racing each other is allowing Ross to close in. So just on 4.5 minutes to go, and Ross is on his way.
James Leach making... Oh! Just dips a wheel there onto the grass. And it benefited Dirk.
Oh,
unfortunately, Ross Bartle pulls through.
Ross Bartle up into third place. Dirk Brandt, wow. Jeez, she almost lost her tonsil there. Dirk Brandt, James Leach up into fourth, Dirk Brandt fifth. That Russ Bucket's got a couple of egg holes in it.
On the replay, James Leach just dipping a wheel onto the grass there, and it unsettled the car.
Yeah, and then Ross tears through in the Grumpy Monkey car. This is awesome stuff to watch. Well done, gents. Hope you guys on YouTube are enjoying it.
Down in 17th, Brett Crocombe.
He is closing in.
Side by side with Bjorn Buchner.
Yep.
And he is...
Brett's having to do a recovery drive here.
Oh, Bjorn. Heaps of understeer there.
The old hairpin, and Brett gets some good drive there. He's on the grass. He's committing to the apex. Oh, 2 wheels. He has got to fall in behind Bjorn Buchner.
Just quickly going to respond to Samantha in chat there.
No problem.
Samantha, you can head on over to simracesa.co.za. There should be a sign-up form there on the website. Fill in the details, and one of our admins will get back to you.
Yeah, please do, and we look forward to seeing you joining us, Samantha. They are cute. They're awesome fun to drive. This is not a male versus female thing. Anybody can race. We've got youngsters as young as 12, 13 years old that race some of the series. So we'd love to see you get on board and come and join us soon.
Brett Crocombe going side by side with Bjorn Buchner, but Bjorn making it really, really difficult for him to get by there.
He is. Right, we're down to 2.5 minutes. Ross Bartle's on his own. I think that's the furthest he's going to get. He's 11 seconds back from Rainier Leach in third place, so we'll ignore that now.
Ooh, Bjorn Buchner running very, very wide there on the first turn, and that's allowed Brett to claw back. He's going to be hunting for Grassa right now.
He is.
Just jumping ahead to Dirk Brandt, still battling it out with James Leach.
James runs deep there. Right, Brett Crocombe. He's here. Right up ahead of him, he's got James Leach Sr. and Marco Grassa, who are racing each other. 1.5 minutes left. It's literally 1 lap to go. He is going to be hoping that somebody makes a mistake. And James Leach Sr. and Marco Grassa are racing for the final corner. They're going left and right. So you watching Philip?
I quickly jumped to Philip. It's going to be very tight. I'm not 100% sure if there's enough time for a lap after the time runs out.
But this is where the position and dicing is happening.
This is where the position and dicing is happening now.
James Leach looking to try and get past because he can see in these mirrors Brett Crocombe's coming. Marco Grassa desperately trying to hang on to his 14th place. And just even up ahead, you've also got Sean Bingham and Christy Simon also racing positions. Oh, here we go. They're next to each other. Brett also on the grass, but Marco Grassa and James Leach Sr. If there's contact here, one of them's going to lose out, and that's going to let Brett jump
Philip
in.
crosses the line for one last lap.
There we go.
So Brett still has time.
He does. Up ahead. Christy Simon, he's run deep. He's on the grass.
Oh no. This is not...
Here we go. There's 4 of them now. And, oh my word, let's see what happens as they come down to the chicane. Okagras has passed Christy Simon, who's struggling to get back up to speed. Mr. Lead Senior's on his inside, and there's contact.
Oh,
and
Christy was...
Simon,
Yep. Christy didn't notice Brett on the inside there.
he turned in, and there was a car there. He's going again, but there we go. We've got Brett Crocump. He is now in 15th place, and looking at James Lead Senior's 14th place.
I'm just jumping up ahead. I see Dirk Brandt side by side with James Leach.
Yep.
Coming up there through Swatch Curve and then into McLean. Oh.
Dirk's on the inside. Dirk holds his position. James is going as fast as he can. Dirk's got to make that mini as wide as a bus. James is going up the inside now for the next corner. Oh, they're next to each other. This is awesome racing. Through Coppice, and now we're going down the last back straight.
Dirk managing the better exit there, running very defensively, trying to break the toe.
Hard on the brakes, both of them as they turn in. They take it the optimum line through the chicane this time. And it looks like Dirk's going to hold on to that 4th place. Great racing.
Dirk has done very, very well for himself there.
That's awesome stuff.
Well deserved 4th. And then just quickly running through, Philip Minnar taking the win, Rainier Leach 2nd, and Ross Bartle from the
Warren
back.
Oates, a bit of contact with
Ooh,
Cornay
I saw a car spinning around.
It's Warren Oates. He had a little bit of a side-on-side with Cornay Brett, and he did catch it, but Cornay comes across ahead of him. So, awesome entertainment. Ross Bartle deciding not to qualify the second race. Drive from the back of the grid, and he got up to 3rd place.
Very, very risky move, though, because he ran into an incident that was unfolding in front of him.
A couple of them, actually.
A couple of them.
I'm going to go and find him while you run a quick ad break for us, yeah? Okay.
All right then, we have Mr. Philip Minnar here. Philip, you had an almost pole position there for your for this race. What happened? What went through your mind when Brett pipped you right there at the end?
So Quali didn't know the track was going to be like driving on syrup. Didn't know that the grip would be that low. So didn't expect that. Okay. Had a very good lap at the end on my last possible lap, but just completely messed up the chicane, as always.
It was good dicing though.
Yeah, yes, it was fun. That was the most fun I've had in this little car.
Exactly.
Chucking it over those curbs.
So we failed to catch a replay there, but you were 3 abreast. It was you, was it Rainier Leach and Brett Crocump, 3 abreast going into the... What exactly happened there?
So I knew I could outbrake most of them into the chicane. So I just licked the stamp and sent it. with Gerald. It worked, but then I saw Brett hit the wall out of the chicane as I got onto the straight, and I thought, wow.
Yeah,
something
it didn't work
happened.
for him. Yeah. There was contact made behind it.
Yeah, these teeny tiny wheels don't work over sausage curbs.
No.
I'll tell you that.
Entertaining to watch and entertaining for Sass and me to commentate on.
Definitely.
No, it's so much fun tonight.
Good, man. Well done. And we've also, I think, got Ross Bartle here.
How's it, guys?
Hey, Ross, there you are.
That's okay.
First
It's a
off,
bit of a Crazy
First-
race, that second one.
But first off, congrats on the win with race 1.
Yeah.
But
First shot.
what happened in race 2? Were you just doing that on purpose?
I just reinvented reverse grid.
That's excellent, dude. That was,
And then also I found what you'd call a roadblock at the end of the first chicane on the first lap. Jeez, it was terrible. I don't know who I T-boned, and I apologize, but yes, it was quite bad. Yeah, it's good fun.
we saw that happen, and then you also hit Brett Flatsticks, your own teammate, in this a couple of laps later.
It actually wasn't me. I somehow just squeezed past him. It was the guy who was behind me. I don't know who it was, and he just ran flat into the back of him. In the rearview mirror, it was quite a picture. But yeah,
That was
good fun.
That was good fun. It was very brave of you, but we were throwing coins around here and gambling, saying, is he doing this for the entertainment factor or for the stream factor? Do we have a mechanical failure? But
I always said this needs to be a fun series for me. And when we hopped on with a bit of practice yesterday, I need to make this fun again, because it was getting a bit too competitive. So yeah.
That's and me was saying that drivers must be driving around with their grins from ear to ear.
Definitely. No, Brett, you definitely provided us with some great racing in this last one. Although I was like, why are you doing this? This is the one where if you fall in the relegation zone, you're going to be demoted. But you made it work for you there. And you took it flag to flag on the first race. Well done on that.
Shot.
At some stage I saw you just fly past someone out of the chicane there. You just had such a fast line. No. Someone they took their regular line, and you just it looked like there wasn't even a chicane. You just straight through. And it really showed that you had quite a bit of pace, and you really put on a show for us tonight.
I think after the Donnington TC race, it's quite evident this might well be the best track I race on. So yeah,
definitely.
Well, good showing put on by all of you guys. Congrats, well done again.
Well done, Philip.
Well done,
Thank
Philip.
you too. Alien.
And so
Cheers, guys.
there we go. Cheers. Onwards and to next to our race on Wednesday, which will be Division 2. But then we've also got next week, which is the touring cars. Huh?
Yes. So on Wednesday, the Division 2 and 3 will be racing. I'm not quite sure yet if we'll be streaming. I might be free, but it's always a great heaps of fun just seeing everybody go around. As I said before many times, you can head on over to simracesa.co.za. Okay, apologies there. Think my internet dropped for a moment. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut it off there. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Alan and I had a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to the next few races. Anything from you, Alan?
Also had a huge good time tonight. Thank you for doing the live stream, and thanks for letting me join. Awesome fun watching the minis. Guys put on an awesome show, and there we go. Great Monday nights racing. Hope you enjoyed it.
Cool. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. See you soon.